Good evening, everybody. How is everybody? Welcome back to the James Phillips Football Chats. I hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is good. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and smash the likes, guys. Really important that we get these likes up for myself. Helps the algorithm and everything on YouTube. So, guys, welcome. I hope you've had a great week. Liverpool tremendous in Europe in midweek. My video is up for that at this moment in time. So go back and look at that, guys. My reaction video, Liverpool versus Porto. So guys, it is match week 13. We've got quite a few games to talk about today. It's quite a good weekend of football. Not many games on tomorrow, and there's like 5 games on Sunday. So some big games coming up. Obviously, we got Southampton, which we will talk about, guys, which should be interesting. And there's obviously some big games like Man United, Chelsea, Ralf Rangnick now, the manager, part-time manager of Man United. Yeah, it should be good. Hi, Luca. How are you, fella? Hope you're good. How was your trip to Blackpool, fella? Hope you had a good time. Are you still there now? Yeah, no worries, fella. No worries. I always watch your stuff, mate. I'll always watch stuff. Don't worry about that. I watch everyone I'm subscribed to. Everyone who subscribes to me, if they got videos they want me to watch, I will watch them as you lot watch me. It's, we all do each other a favour, don't we, guys? So, as I said, Southampton, Liverpool. This Saturday, 3:00 kickoff. Arsenal, Newcastle, I believe, is the early kickoff. So there's a lot going down, guys. There's a lot going down, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I've got to say. So let's get on with our first game here, guys. Let's have a look. So our first game, we're going to look at. We'll talk about the Liverpool Southampton game in a little bit when more of you come in. We could talk about that. But we have, let's talk about, it's the early game, it's the first game. Let's talk about it, guys. Arsenal versus Newcastle is the first game of the weekend. Arsenal believe they're back. We've heard that a million times. Arsenal are back. Unfortunately for Arsenal, they come against us last week, and yeah, it didn't go too well from Red Devils. Nice to see you, fella. Nice to see you. Yeah, it weren't Arsenal giving it the whole big, and not all Arsenal fans. There's a lot of sensible Arsenal fans in there, like Luca. Luca's he's a sensible Arsenal fan. Bad fun now. I bet like it, yeah. I'll go to the reason for that in a minute, which we'll talk about in a bit. It's Reese, isn't it? Red Devil short. Is it Reese? Your name on Twitter, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll talk about that thumbnail in a minute. It's funny. Evening, Arsenal are rubbish. Yes, Sammy, Arsenal are. Yeah, so a lot of Arsenal fans are giving it the big one. People like Luca, who comes on the channel, he's not like that. But there's a lot of Arsenal fans who give it the big one, saying they were back, saying we'll go show up Liverpool what we can do, and Liverpool go respect us after this game, and all this blah blah blah, and their fullback saying, he's going to do one on Salah and all this rubbish. And no, it didn't end too well for him. It was a really comfortable for what was it, 4-0 in the end, wasn't it? 4-0, really comfortable game. And so Arsenal are looking to bounce back with a home game to Newcastle. Now, Newcastle have had a strange result last weekend, the 3-3. It was a strange game, very strange game. But Newcastle scoring 3 goals in one game is it's big for them. They're still not won a game this season, and how could you not win a game yet this season? It's crazy to me, absolutely crazy how you can't win a game yet this season of how they've been going, and they're in trouble. Newcastle, they're in a lot of trouble. I know they got all the money in now, but if you've got all the money in the world, the richest owners in the world, but you're in the Championship, there's not a lot you can do. It pushes you back a couple of years, And Newcastle got to get out of this quick. So they've got Eddie Howe in now. Obviously, Eddie Howe couldn't take charge of his first game against Brentford because he had coronavirus. Fortunately, apparently he didn't have no symptoms, so he is well and he feels good now. So he's back for this game. How much training he's done with them this week, how much influence he's had with them, we don't know. But Eddie Howe is about is about attacking football. He's about he's about that life. He likes to play attractive attacking football, and Newcastle got some decent attackers. So maybe Steve Bruce was holding them attackers back a little bit by playing a more disciplined defensive approach, but it weren't working because they were just getting battered every week. So it's an interesting one. I personally don't think Arsenal are. I don't think Arsenal are the team. They think they are. Everyone says, Arsenal are improving this season. Arsenal are better this season. I don't know if that's actually the case. I think the teams around them have got worse. So Leicester are nowhere near as good this year. They're terrible. Everton, terrible. Your Villas have not had a good start to the season. Tottenham not had a great start to the season. So all the teams in and around Arsenal, like they were last season, are way worse than they were last season. Arsenal might have just kept their level, which is why it might look like they're far and away better than they were last season, which I don't think they are. Sammy, 2 bang average teams, this should be a free kickoff. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one, considering the 3 p.m. kickoffs we have got, and Arsenal and Newcastle are the 12:30 kickoff. But I suppose it's about sharing that time between all the teams. But no, it's quite a difficult one to predict actually, because Newcastle are desperate for 3 points. Absolutely desperate for 3. They need a win. They can't keep this run going. And, I know they're on about buying players in January, but it might be too late. By the time January comes and, who they actually go buy that gets them out of this hole, you've got to start winning games. And as I say, Eddie Howe will play to have a go. He was set up against Arsenal in a way that he'll have a go against them, and he won't be worried about them at all. So yeah, it could be a good one, this Arsenal game, guys. Could be a better game than we think. I can see Newcastle scoring, to be fair. This Arsenal defence isn't great. They're on about that their defence is better than it has been in a while, but they've got a -4 goal difference. So is their defence really that good? All this talk about Ben White and Gabriel at the back, and people putting him in over Van Dijk and Matip in combined Liverpool and Arsenal teams and rubbish like that. Yeah, it's stupid. It's really, really stupid. And no, I don't see but if Arsenal do win, I think they go 4th till the game's on Sunday. So, there's incentive for Arsenal there. It's a tight. I'm going for a 2-2 draw. I'm going for a 2-2 draw. I think Eddie Howe won't play this defensive game against Arsenal. I think he'll feel like they can have a go. You know, Newcastle have got some decent attacking players, and I think Eddie Howe will set them up to have a go. You know, I don't think Arsenal don't score a lot of goals. They've only got 13 goals this season. They're not big goal scorers. So I don't see Arsenal lighting Newcastle up. So, yeah, I'm going for a 2-2 draw. I think it'll be a tight game. A lot closer than people think. I don't think Arsenal going to smash Newcastle at all. So, yeah, 2-2 in that game, guys. Right, let's go to this one. West Ham, Man City. Now, this is interesting. This is going to be a good game. Now, obviously, West Ham started the season exceptionally well. You know, they've started this season really, really well, and you know, they've beaten Liverpool, of course, at their place. They beat us quite comfortably 3-2. It was a good game of football. Obviously, they knocked Man City out of the League Cup, although it went to penalties. They still knocked them out of the League Cup. So, you know, they've had some scalps this season, and they're up there for a reason. They're a good team. They're playing good stuff, and but the problem is you're coming against this Man City team, and you know, Man City ain't going to make the same mistake too many times over a season. You know, they Southampton took points off Man City. Obviously, Crystal Palace, you know, beat Man City. Crystal Palace beat Man City. Tottenham beat Man City at the beginning of the season. So I just don't know if Man City are going to make too many of the same mistakes in the whole season. Now, a lot of it is made out that Man City haven't got an attacker or a striker, I'd say, but the way Man City play, they probably don't need one at this moment in time. Man City are on a. They just sometimes they play amazing football, Man City, and they look great on the eye. And you know, when Man City are at their best, playing at their absolute best, you know, not a lot of people can touch them. I mean, look when Man City played Chelsea. You know, it's all the talk that, you know, Chelsea, you know, they got Man City's number because they beat them 3 times, is it, last season? And obviously beat them in Champions League final, all this talk. And, you know, Man City played them off the park. It was quite scary to watch, actually. Man City completely played them off the park. And, yeah, it's going to be a tight one. I don't think West Ham will get embarrassed by Man City. I think, was it? It might have been last season. Where West Ham set up a bit defensively against Man City, and you know, they sat back a little bit, and you know, Man City took them apart a little bit. And I think Moyes realised you can't really do that against Man City. And then he played Liverpool the following week. And instead of sitting back against Liverpool, he went for them and gave us a really tight, close game. And we only just won. So I think Moyes would have learned by that. And I don't think he will sit back too defensively against Man City. I think he'll have a proper go. And it could be a really tight game. I mean, Man City obviously had it was in the end a tough game against PSG. They outclassed PSG by quite some way, but you know, it was still been an exhausting game, tiring on the legs, and you know, you're playing PSG. It would have been a hard game at the end of the day. West Ham, they went in the Europa League, didn't they? And sorry, guys, my microphone. West Ham played the Europa League, was it on Thursday? I think they changed the team about what I saw. I didn't actually watch the game, but I saw the lineup on Twitter, and by the look of it, they changed the starting 11 up a little bit, thinking this game in hand, because I think West Ham were already through in their group, so they could change it up a little bit. I think the likes of Bowen and Noble and played, but I don't think Antonio played. I think he was rested. Yeah, so it's going to be a tight one, but West Ham playing on that Thursday, they haven't got the squad Man City can do. I mean, I'm hoping, obviously, as a Liverpool fan, that West Ham, maybe nick a draw against Man City. If they can nick a draw, take some more points off Man City, it'd be great. But as I say, our Man City go to keep making the same mistakes against certain teams and dropping points where they don't need to drop them. So, I can see this Man City team just not rolling over West Ham. I don't think that'll happen at all. I think City will. Yeah, I think City will beat West Ham. I don't think it's going to be after a massive score. It could be a 2-0, a 2-1, or a 3-1, something like that. I think West Ham will do themselves justice. I don't think they'll get battered. Give us your scores in the comments, guys. Leave your scores in the comments of what you think the score will be in this game. City will be too good. Yeah, I think City will be too good. As I say, City. I know Chelsea are top of the league, and me being a Liverpool fan and all that, but I still make Man City. I don't know why. I'd still make Man City favourites. The way Man City played against us in that first half when we played them, and then the way they just ripped Chelsea apart. I know it was only 1-0, but the way they outplayed them, City can do that to everybody. And I don't know, I just make City still favourites. I really do. I know they're sitting behind Chelsea, but there's something about Chelsea. I don't know what it is. I think Chelsea will eventually start dropping. I don't think they go. They continue this form all the way through the season, and we're coming to the busiest time of year now. We've got 3 games in 9 days or something ridiculous like that. 10 days, 3 games in 10 days. It's got midweek games this next week, and then next weekend we've got games again. So they're kind of thick and fast now. There's one more game in Europe, and then you've got more games after that. It's going to be good. But yeah, give us your scores in the comments, guys, of Man City West Ham. I'm going 2-0 Man City. And 2-0 Man City, but I could see a 3-1 or 3-2 or 2-1. Sammy, City back PSG without key players, yeah. But that PSG team, I will say one thing about. I want to say this because I never got to say this actually. This PSG team, wow. Right, that front 3 on paper might look amazing. Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi. You write them 3 down on a bit of paper and you think, wow, got the best front 3 in the world. But they don't run. They don't run. You're basically playing with 7 players, 7 outfield players. If you're PSG, you're playing with 7 outfield players because Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar do not help out defensively. They do not do any work. They will just sit there and stand there and walk about and wait for an opportunity to come their way. And when that opportunity comes their way, obviously they're devastating, like we saw for their goal against Man City. But, well, they would, if I was a PSG fan, they would frustrate the hell out of me. Really frustrate me. To the nth degree, I'll be so frustrated with PSG. Because I know Messi might be the GOAT. He's my favourite ever player. But just behind him and Maradona. But it's Mbappe. I used to like Mbappe. I used to think Mbappe was the next great player after Messi and Ronaldo for the next generation. But he's nowhere near him. Nowhere near him. He's nowhere near as good as a Ronaldo or a Messi at the same age. At the same age, Messi and Ronaldo are already light years ahead of Mbappe. Already light years ahead of him as a player. Now, Mbappe's ego, I think, is getting a bit out of hand. I think that's a problem with Mbappe's egos are getting a little out of hand, and I think he just needs to get out of Paris. If Mbappe goes to Madrid, gets out of Paris, maybe his ego has settled down a little bit. I'm not sure, but at this moment in time, he thinks his shit don't stink, and he doesn't have to work hard for his team, and he just walks about till an opportunity comes for him, and then he takes advantage of it. And that's, I don't care how good you are as a footballer, if you're doing that and you're not running around that pitch, working hard for your team, PSG ain't going to win the Champions League. No way. Well, I don't see PSG beating Man City, Liverpool, or Chelsea over two legs in the knockout stages. Not at all. The front three don't work hard enough. They do not work hard enough for the rest of the team. And Man City, I take Man City's front three that played that game over PSG's front three because they work harder. And I've always said it, and I'm going to say it now, and everyone might come at me for this, but I'm going to say it. I think Neymar is the most overrated footballer that I've ever seen. I just don't understand Neymar. I really don't understand him. I don't understand him as a footballer. Yes, he's very techy, he's very skillful, he's great on the eye. Don't get me wrong with all that, but when it comes to the crunch and it comes to the big games and the hard games, he goes missing. Especially at PSG, maybe at Barcelona, when he was a little younger at Barcelona, that weren't in his game so much. But right now at Paris Saint-Germain, he does all the flicks and tricks and rainbow flicks over people's heads and takes the mick out of them and nutmegs them and does all this beautiful eye-catching stuff when he's playing against Rennes or Lyon or Nice, or Lille, or people like this. But when it comes to the crunch, he goes missing. Look, I think Jason Cundy said it on Talk Sport that night, Wednesday night. I think he said he'd have Sterling over Neymar. So would I. I'd have Mane over Neymar for a Liverpool fan on that left-hand side. I really would. I just don't. I'm not saying he's not a quality player. He is a quality player, obviously, but the hype on him is unreal. The hype of him. He's not an elite footballer. He's not an elite footballer. Not for me. Is he better than Rivaldo, Ronaldinho of the past? No. He's not better than Ronaldinho. He's not better than Rivaldo. Nowhere near. Because not only were them guys better probably technically, they also worked extremely hard. You go back and look at Barcelona with them two players playing for Barcelona and Brazil in the early 2000s. They were exceptionally talented, but also worked as hard as anyone else on the pitch. And that's what makes them great. So look at Messi. Don't look at Messi now as a 33, 34-year-old. Look at Messi when he's in his early 20s, mid-20s. Man worked harder than anyone else on the pitch, and then still was the best player. That's what makes the best players. Neymar's too cocky, too arrogant. He loves himself too much. And I think Mbappe is getting brought down by that. And I think Mbappe needs to get away from him. And that'll make Mbappe a better player. They need discipline, or maybe play Di Maria over Neymar. Yeah. I do. I love Neymar, but he has been poor recently. Yeah, he's been poor. Ever since he's been at PSG, I haven't found him good at all, to be fair. The only time I've looked at Neymar, I thought, wow, what a player, was when he was at Barcelona with Suarez and Messi. Now, was it because Suarez and Messi, when they were together, them two worked extremely hard? I mean, Suarez never stops running. Suarez presses, attacks, runs for every ball. It's only Messi. Messi's discipline back then, especially under Pep at Barcelona, was fantastic. So did that make Neymar look like he was doing it as well? But since Neymar's been at PSG, it's total ego, total love of himself, and yeah, there's plenty. Look at Salah. Look at Salah for Liverpool. You know, Salah for Liverpool still goes completely, sometimes unnoticed around the world. No one really talks him up. His goal return is fantastic. He works his socks off. He works extremely hard. Comes back defensively, does the horrible work, you know, and gets rewarded for it. I'd have all these players. I'll have Mahrez. You know, I love these players. You know, but that's getting right off subject there, guys. To the PSG talk, it's just that Sammy put it up there, so I thought I'd reply to it. But yeah, let's get back to the thing at hand. West Ham, Man City, guys. Yeah, I just feel Man City will have too much of West Ham. If West Ham didn't play in Europe this week and they had a week rest with Man City playing PSG, I would say West Ham might, you know, nick something here. But West Ham, although they changed their team up a little bit on Thursday, they haven't got the squad to compete with Man City in that sense. As much as I love West Ham take points off City, you got to be realistic and think City are going to win that game. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Write down your scores for the previous games. We've got Arsenal, Newcastle we spoke about, and write your results down for that. And West Ham, Man City. All right, so let's get to what is probably the biggest game of the weekend. This is probably the biggest game of the weekend. Chelsea versus Manchester United. Now, this has got a little bit more interesting than it would have been if this game was last week. Now, obviously, Man United last weekend got smashed to pieces by Watford. I think we all said it in the comments here for the predictions last week, guys, that we all fancied Watford to get something out of that game, you know. But we all thought Man United might have too much as well with individual talent and might nick it. But we did fancy Watford doing something and do something they did. They smashed the Man United 4-1. Let's be fair. Could have been 6 or 7. Man United's dreadful. I mean, Watford missed 2 penalties in that game. And the goal disallowed. What Man United are in the worst state I've ever seen them ever. I mean, I've watched. Unfortunately, I've been watching United win things since I've been watching football for 30 years, and you know, winning things all the time. The greatest this, the greatest that, and you see them now, and I just laugh. You know, it comes around to everyone eventually. You're not like this forever, and they just got ripped apart, and that was it for Ollie. You know, we all wanted Ollie to stay. We all wanted Ollie to stay at Man United for as long as humanly possible, at least this season anyway. And unfortunately, that couldn't happen. And there is no way in hell you can get smashed up by Watford 4-1 when it could have even been more and keep your job. It's just never going to happen, is it? So he got the sack. Then he did this weird interview after. I don't know if anyone saw it, guys, in the comments, guys. I don't know if you saw it, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did this weird interview on MUTV after. Sky Sports showed the clip of it. It was strange. Why would he do a sit-down interview on the club's channel after being sacked? He should be out of there. Not sitting down doing this weird interview, apologising and getting upset. And you don't want to see that. You don't want to see that when you're out. You just go away. You know, you're gone. Leave. It was a very strange interview from a very strange man at the end of the day. He's a weirdo, ain't he, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? He's not. All this thing about, he's a nice man, he's a lovely guy, and all, is he? He's like a complete arsehole from where I'm standing. Prick. But yeah, obviously they got rid of him. And then they had this interim caretaker weirdness going on at Man United at the moment. So at the moment, they got Carrick in as the caretaker. He took over. They beat Villarreal 2-0, I think it was. I could give a crap. But it was So what I'm seeing from people who support Man United on Twitter or on YouTube when they talk about United fans, they're saying Carrick and Phelan and is it McKenna or something like that? The assistants at Man United, you know, they're the coaches that have been coaching with Ollie. And apparently what Ollie said is that he usually lets the coaches, Carrick and McKenna and Phelan, take the training, you know, and so why are they still at a job? How does that work? You know, you keep one, you can't keep one, sack one and keep the others. They're all part of the same team. And then Carrick was there under Mourinho. I don't know how he survived. Really don't. It's a strange one at Man United. But as I say, they beat Villarreal 2-0. It was more or less the same Man United we've seen in a way. And then so obviously they got a new manager in Ralf Rangnick, is it? I can never pronounce it. Ralf Rangnick. And obviously he's the godfather of gegenpressing. You know, he basically was like a little, you know, he gave all, basically taught Klopp and Tuchel how to play the gegenpressing way, and he's the godfather of it. And you see the job he did with Leipzig, amazing job he did with Leipzig. He's a thoroughly good, intelligent person who will make Man United better just because he's so much better than Ollie. So he comes in. He won't obviously be available to take charge of this game, or it might not be available to the 5th of. Is it on the 4th of December, the Crystal Palace game? Rich, if you're watching, sorry about that. But yeah. So it's. But I just with this game against Chelsea, if this was last week, I'd say Chelsea just wiped the floor of them 4-5-0. Easy stuff. You know, they're not going to concede a goal. But the feel-good factor is not back at Man United, obviously, but they're going to be so much happier than they were. And United have got a good record against Chelsea recently, strangely enough. Now, United's record against Chelsea recently isn't too bad. Now, Carrick, the Sammy lovely puts here, it's just a taller version of Ollie, pretty much. It's going to be one where United are going to come in this game. They got a win against Villarreal, so the tower's going to be up a little bit. They've got a win behind them. They now know they got, you know, a new coach coming in an exceptional coach as well. Who's going to train these guys completely differently. He's going to be sitting in the stands. It's a game for Man United to try and get something against Chelsea. Now, I'm hoping that obviously United can nick a point against Chelsea, because that'd be fantastic. And in previous seasons, I would say this could happen. But the way Chelsea are playing, I hate to say it, the way Chelsea are playing at the moment is phenomenal. Chelsea look like the best football team in Europe at the moment. Yeah, we said they're European champions, the top of the Premier League, the hardest league in the world. They're wiping the floor with everyone. They've only conceded, 4 goals this season in the league. But they look like a phenomenal football club. What Tuchel's done there is amazing. He's a very good tactician, Tuchel. I can't take that away from him. He's a very good tactician, and he's doing great stuff at Chelsea at this moment in time. So they got Reece James is on fire, absolute fire. Reece James, you know, there's always this argument about Reece James and Trent and Cancelo at the moment. And, you know, these right backs. There's so many great right backs at the moment. It's unreal. Even though Cancelo's playing left back, you know, they got two world class right backs. So one of them has to play left back. It's unreal. But you know, Reece James is on. He's on fire at the moment. But I'm not going to go on about the Reece James and Trent debate right now. There's no need. You know, they're both great. They're great fullbacks. They're both great players. They're both English. You know, what they're doing for each club at the moment is phenomenal to watch. And we're all lucky, to be honest, that we're if you're an Englishman watching, you know, Trent and Reece are this good as footballers. You know, two of the better fullbacks in world football at the moment. The only doubt I've got for this game, Sammy's going 2-1, going for a United win 2-1. Sammy's putting it out there. The only doubt I've got for this game, obviously Chelsea ain't got Lukaku back yet, ain't got Werner. I don't know if Werner's back. Did he ever play against Juventus or something? I can't remember. But I love Chilwell. Chilwell's going to be a massive miss because what he's doing in that left wing back role for Chelsea at the moment is fantastic. And Alonso he's nowhere near as good as footballer as Chilwell, but Alonso does get goals from that left wing back position, but he's not nowhere near as good as a footballer. And the big one is that Kante's out. And he's twisted his knee or something in the Juventus game, so Kante won't be playing in this game. I think Kante would be a massive miss for Chelsea this weekend. You know, with no Kante there, you know, Man United play Pogba and Bruno in that midfield. I don't know, with a Fred or a McTominay. They could get a bit of joy in that midfield because Kante, at the end of the day, what he does for Chelsea is amazing. It's one of the reasons why they've only conceded 4 goals because his defensive work in front of that back five is out of this world. And you know, one stat is that Ronaldo has never scored against Chelsea in the Premier League. You know, so you know Ronaldo will know that stat, so he'd be wanting to make a bit of amends there. I would have thought. Yeah, Loftus-Cheek is in form, Sammy. That's a good point. Loftus-Cheek is in form. I mean, all the Chelsea players are in form, to be fair, ain't they? They're such a good football team at the moment. You have to give them respect what they're doing. But yeah, I'm going for I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I want to see what happens to Chelsea when they go a goal down. Because it's not happened yet, I don't think it's happened yet, has it? Were they a goal down to Burnley, weren't they? Were they a goal down to Burnley? Can't remember. But I just want to see them go goal down against a bigger team, you know, and see what happens to them. Because, you know, when Chelsea go 1-2-0 up, you can pretty much say it's game over. But if they go a goal down, I'd like to see how they turn it around without, you know, Kante in that midfield, without Chilwell, without Lukaku. You know, is Kovacic back yet? I'm not sure. You know, this could start to cause them a little bit of problems, maybe. And I say United have got this. You know, they're feeling up for it now. They go, you know, going into training now. They only got Ralf Rangnick coming in. You know, Carrick's there as caretaker. Ollie's gone. You know, they've had the win against Villarreal. They're going to be a bit more pumped up. So, yeah, I'm going for United to maybe nick something and get a point against Chelsea. I mean, call me nuts, but at the end of the day, Burnley drew with Chelsea. So why can't United, even in the bad form they are at this moment in time? So let's talk about this quickly before we get to the Liverpool Southampton game. I wanted to chat about this. Ralf Rangnick is to United. What does that mean for all of us? All right, Red Devils back in. I was talking about Ralph. He's in. Fun fact, Rangnick actually took Cop and took. Yeah, exactly. That's what I've been saying, Reece. That's what I've been saying. He's this man's top draw. I'm not going to go down the route of saying, oh, this is not the great, all this. Ralf Rangnick is the godfather of gegenpressing. No, he's the godfather of it. He was, I can't remember, was he manager at Leipzig? No, or Hoffenheim. I mean, don't forget what he did at Hoffenheim, guys. What he did at Hoffenheim, you know, Hoffenheim is a very small place in Germany. It's a very small place in Germany. They not got a football team together. He brought them up, get them into the top division. He bought someone in the name of Bobby Firmino. he's got an eye for a transfer. His eyes for transfers are fantastic. He knows how to do good business. He doesn't have to spend a lot of money. He's got an eye for talent, and he gets players that suits his system and gegenpressing. That's what he's always done. He gets players in that suit the gegenpressing style, and he makes them household names. And I think there was a game where I think he was manager of, might have been when he was manager of Hoffenheim or Leipzig. I can't remember. Because don't forget what he did with Leipzig. He's amazing. And they played Jurgen Klopp's Borussia Dortmund, and he beat them 4-1. And apparently Jurgen, he talked to Jurgen Klopp after, and he told him about gegenpressing and what gegenpressing's about. Attacking areas of the pitch and winning balls back and trying to score a goal in 8 to 10 seconds from your defensive line to your goal, to the goal line, and things like that. What the things he does is top drawer, and this is a good bit of business by Man United. Man United look like they finally, since Ferguson left, got their act together, because Ralf Rangnick coming in is going to do wonders at United. Apparently, he's already said he wants to turn them into a pressing team. He wants them to be a pressing football team. Apparently, he's going to sit down and look at all the training videos since the beginning of the season and see what players he thinks can play that pressing role. It's going to be really interesting, and I reckon by February time, you probably see this United team really starting to look a better side. Let's face it, they've got good players. They still need some players. There's still a few players behind. They need a quality defensive midfielder, especially to play this pressing role. If you go to do this pressing game, this gegenpressing, you need a quality defensive midfielder. His centre backs are going to need to be able to play out the back and be able to press up the pitch higher. He can't do that with Maguire at the moment or Lindelof. Varane will be able to do it, but Maguire and Lindelof will struggle. I can't see Maguire playing that high pressing defence game from centre back. I just can't see him doing it. He's not athletic enough. So he's going to need players, but he will get a tune out of this team in the meantime for the rest of the season. There's no doubt about it. And it's not a worry for Liverpool and Chelsea and Man City at this moment in time. They're too far behind. But to everyone else chasing that fourth spot, your Tottenhams, your Arsenals, your Leicesters, that's going to be where the trouble comes from, because if he can get full spot, and then there's talk about him, he goes into a different role for the next 2 years, and he'll go in a different role. He's going to do like a sort of helping role after this. He'll be kept on at the club for 2 years, and they'll bring him in for help and stuff like that. Sort of like not a director of football. He's going to be like a shadow version of that, and just come in and helping the manager out and stuff like this, and telling him. I think what they're going to try and do, they're going to try and play this. So the new manager that comes in, they're going to try and play this pressing game. So what this tells me is that if Rangnick does well and gets Man United into fourth, I think they keep him as manager. If he can't implant his stuff onto this Man United team at this moment in time, I think he'll go upstairs, because he's there for 2 years no matter what. He's going to go upstairs, and I think you get Poch in, because Poch knows how to play the pressing, running game. You get Poch in, Rangnick above him, and then helping Poch out with this gegenpressing, pressing kind of game that he's going to play. And I think that next season, and then Man United get the right players in to play this gegenpressing, they could be in a lot of trouble. It's like Liverpool. Liverpool bought players that suit a pressing game of football, like Jorginho and Wijnaldum's and that.
You know, when we bought him from relegated Newcastle, I was like, "We buying Ronaldo for?" It's because suits the system Klopp likes to play, like pressing football. You know, so Man United have got a lot to do to catch up to teams like Liverpool and all that because they've been doing it for years. But they're on the right track, unfortunately, and I do see this working out for them. Hate to say it, I do see this working out for them, but they need players because I don't think the squad they have at the moment can play, you know, Rangnick's type of football. Fred might be decent. You know what? Fred might be decent under this manager because, you know, Fred ain't got a lot of ability. We all know this. Fred's ability is not great, and he's like a fake Brazilian, ain't he? He's not got that Brazilian swaz. He's not. He's not got the best ability in the world, but he does work hard. He does run around. He does press the ball. You know, he does do these things, and I think taught correctly, he could be a decent player for him. He has got energy, Sammy. You're right. He has got energy, and under Rangnick, he might become, like you say, that's a great shout, actually, Sammy. That's a great shout. To be fair, he might actually come decent because he'll play the football that the manager likes. You know, you got to remember that you buy players to suit the style and the system. So Man United, they bought players to suit no system. Yeah, sorry guys, they just bought players. They just bought players just to have players. You know, they just bought Ronaldo to have Ronaldo. You know, they didn't think of a system that these players can play, and that's all going to change now. And he's what Rangnick's fantastic at doing. He's fantastic at finding quality players that don't cost a lot of money. He's done it his whole career, and I don't see that changing now. And that's what Liverpool do a little bit. Liverpool have been doing that. They've been buying quality players that don't cost a lot of money, but suit a system. And unfortunately, Ralf Rangnick's going to do the same thing with Man United. He's going to be talking to the board. He's going to be talking to the transfer committee at Man United, whoever it is, and telling them, like, these are the players you need to play this system. And, yeah, United can be, if United get this right, and if Ralf Rangnick's still the man he was, you know, when he was managing Hoffenheim and Leipzig, he could do a heck of a job at Man United. And that's a little worrying, but at the time being, not so. But yeah, if you're a Man United fan, you know, you've got something to cheer about for the first time in 8 years since Ferguson left. You know, there ain't been a lot for you lot to cheer about since. So guys, let's get to what we all came here for. Well, most of us anyway. Liverpool, Southampton. So guys, this is a 3 p.m. kickoff on Saturday. This is going to be a game. If we win, we go a point behind Chelsea, 2 points in front of Man City. Obviously, City and Chelsea then play on Sunday against not the easiest opposition to play. So this is a chance for us to put proper pressure, especially on Chelsea and Man City. So we've got to put in a performance against Southampton now. There's been a stat something about when Champions League teams play on Wednesday and then play on the Saturday at 3 o'clock kickoffs, that they usually end up in losses or draws. But I just can't see that this Saturday with this Southampton team. No, this Southampton team last week got beaten by Norwich. This Southampton team is the weirdest, maybe the strangest team in the whole league. They went to the Etihad and got a draw. I mean, they should have won the game. I mean, I think that was the game Kyle Walker really should have got sent off, you know, and had that penalty. Southampton are such a strange team. Edward, how are you, fella? Nice to see you back. How's your week been, mate? 5-1 is my prediction. Just really fancy I score quite a few. I'm the same, mate. I'll get my prediction in a minute, but I am the same with this game. I predict a good outcome for us. But this Southampton team, they're a strange team. They're, as I say, they got a point against City at the Etihad. Might won it if Kyle Walker actually got sent off and it didn't get changed by VAR. That was a weird one. They can pick up results against the bigger teams, but then, you know, they've been beaten 9-0 twice in the last 18 months, and you know, and they got beaten by Norwich last week 2-1. So they are a weird side. They will be up for it against Liverpool at Anfield, but I think it's the last game at Anfield for like 10 days or 2 weeks, something like that. So I think Liverpool, if Liverpool play the way they should play, this game should be easy pickings for me. Edward, I'm good, and you? Not too bad, just need the weekend to chill after a busy week. Yeah, tell me about it, mate. Yeah, I'm all right. It's absolutely shattered though. Absolutely shattered. The school runs and, you know, getting up with the kids and been knackering this week. I don't know why. Absolutely knackered. But looking forward to a good weekend, to be fair. Looking forward to a good weekend. You know, looking forward to the football. Loads of other things happening. Yeah, mate, looking forward to it. I'm glad you're good, Low Fella. I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you're here. Now, Liverpool. So we know what we're going to get from Southampton. They're a mixed bunch, but they do try and turn up for the big games, you know. But with Liverpool, so we got Everton on Wednesday. So we've got I think it's Wednesday anyway. Same as me, Edward. Yeah. You know what it's about, Edward. You know what it's about, mate. Liverpool, as I say, got Everton, I believe, on Wednesday in the Merseyside derby. And then the following weekend, we got Wolves. So we've got 3 games, 3 games in like 8 days, something ridiculous like that. And let's go keep going. There's going to be games like this now. You're going to be playing you're going to be playing 2 games a week now till New Year. And this is the busy time. This is when leagues can be won and lost for me. I really do think that. And the team Liverpool are going to play. So let's try and predict the starting 11, because I think this could be a good, there's some players in there. I mean, listening to Klopp's press conference today, let's get to the left back position, because listening to Klopp's press conference today, Robbo's going to play. So if everyone listened to my review, I did the Liverpool-Porto game on Wednesday night. It's up there now, guys, if you want to go and watch it. I said on there that I thought Tsimikas failed to impress in that game. I really did. I thought he was sloppy. I thought he was sloppy defensively. I don't think he was as good going forward as he has been. I just don't think he's been fantastic in that game. Obviously, he's been great every other game he's played. And look, his record speaks for itself. He's played 8 games. We've won 8 games. We've conceded no goals. So for me to say this might sound a bit silly, but that Porto game, I thought he had a real chance to put down his marker that this left back spot's mine for a while. You know, Robbo, you're going to have to really work hard to get this spot off, mate, because, you know, I'm going to be here for a while now. And I think he just failed to impress. And then when Robbo came on for him in that second half, man, Robbo just turned on the gears. You know, what Tsimikas, I think, is better on his weaker foot than Robbo is. I think Tsimikas can put in a good cross with his right foot. He might be better. He might actually be better at a pinpoint crosser than Robbo. But what Robbo gives you, no one's got the energy at left back like Robbo has. Man can run all day. He hunts down, he presses. I think, you know, Tsimikas' defensive record's obviously good. was excellent. He has to concede a goal when he played. But I think Robbo's a better defender. He's got better energy. And I think he might have just a bit more variety about his game over Tsimikas. But I still think Tsimikas is a quality player. So I can see why Klopp said what he said in his press conference. Should he have said it? Is another thing. Should he have just said Tsimikas is playing exceptionally well at the moment. We're lucky to have him as got two amazing left backs and just left it as that. When you say Robbo's Robbo, yeah, Tsimikas has been playing well, but Robbo's Robbo. That just sort of tells you that Robbo's going to play no matter what. And I just don't see Robbo not playing when he's fit. If Robbo's fit and ready, Robbo plays for me. And should he? I don't know. After that Porto game and the way Robbo came on and left an impression, I watched that Porto game back the other day and sat there and watched it. I thought Robbo made more of an impression on me than Tsimikas did for that game when he came on, and I think it was the same with Klopp. So I think Robbo probably starts. I really do. I think Robbo probably starts, but Tsimikas is a great substitution to bring on if Robbo needs to come off in a game. If Robbo does an hour and Tsimikas comes on for half hour or 20 minutes, not a lot's going to change in that position. So yeah, I'm going to go. Guys, any Liverpool fans in the chat, you give me your 1 to 11 for tomorrow's game. Edward, if you're still there, give me your 1 to 11 for tomorrow's game. Sammy, that bloke's going to cry again if we win. Who's that bloke? Who's that, Sammy? Who are you talking about, fella? Let me know. Jamrock, my man. How are you, Jamrock? Been a long time, fella. Ain't chatted to you in a while. Actually, I ain't been on Coppish for a while. I went on there quick tonight, but I was right at the end and didn't really see it all. I hope you're well, Jamrock. Nice to see you, fella. Nice to see you. Yeah, so Sammy, who's that bloke going to cry? Let me know. I don't know who you're on about. Did I miss something? Yeah, so my team for the Liverpool Southampton game will be Ali in goal, obviously. Ali's looking great again. Best keeper around when he's this good. Trent, obviously, at right back. He had a nice rest midweek. Matip and Van Dijk, that's the 1 and 2 partnership. Although, Jamrock, for sending some viewers love your way. Oh, thank you, Jamrock, my man. Cheers, Jamrock. You're 1 in a million, my man. Thank you very much, fella. But yeah, I'm good, man. Been busy, to be honest. Yeah, same fella, same. Busy old time. We're getting to the busiest time. Did you have a good Thanksgiving, Jamrock? There's no one everyone knows Jamrock, American. And yeah, you had a good Thanksgiving, fella. Yeah, so Ali in goal, Trent at right back, Van Dijk and Matip and Robbo. That'll be my back four and goalkeeper. Now, I've been on about maybe Kante should come in now for Matip and partner Van Dijk now for the rest of the season. But after watching, was it against Arsenal? Was it against Arsenal? I think it was against Arsenal. Kante ball watches a heck of a lot, and I never noticed that, how much he ball watches. And was it against Porto? I can't remember now. Everything's gone so quick, but he ball watches a heck of a lot, and that can be a problem. That could be a problem. And if he can get that coached out of, if he can get that, because he's only 21, 22, if he can get that coached out of him with stopping the ball watching, the man's going to be phenomenal. He's got unlimited talent. And I mean that, unlimited talent. So yeah, Matip, Van Dijk, Trent, Robbo, Ali. Midfield's going to be interesting. Fabinho and Thiago have to start for me. When Fabinho and Thiago are fit, guys, Fabinho and Thiago start together. them two as a partnership in midfield is saucy, as I like to say. Super saucy. They control games. They complement each other beautifully. I love the way they complement each other. You know, if Thiago steps up, Fabinho will drop back. Fabinho steps up, Thiago will drop back. There's that lovely chemistry between the two of them. Lovely chemistry between the two of them. I really enjoy that. So that'll be my midfield two. Right, let's get some of your comments before we carry on. Edward's team's gone Ali, Trent, Kante. So he's gone Kante. Van Dijk, Robbo, yeah, Hendo, Thiago, and Ox. Oh, no Fab. Salah, Origi, Mane. Save Matip and Fab for Evan. Hopefully it'll be 3 up on 60 minutes. Sub out Thiago and Matt. Yeah. I like your thinking there, fella. I like your thinking. I really do. Jamrock. Jamie Football Chats. I did. Thanks for asking. Excellent. I'm glad you had a good Thanksgiving, my man. Southampton coach. Yes, because they won 1-0 last season, didn't they? And he pulled his eyes out. I'm with you, Sammy. I'm with you. I didn't like Klopp's statement about Robbo and Tsimikas at all. Yeah, I agree with you. I said that already, Jamrock. I agree with you there. I think he could have said that Tsimikas is playing fantastic at the moment, and we're lucky to have 2 left backs. If he just said that and left it as that, it would have been fine. But when he said, but Robbo's Robbo, that tells, if I'm Tsimikas, that tells me if Robbo's available, he plays, no matter how well I do. Jamrock, it comes across as whatever Simi does, if Robbo's fit, he's going to play, whether he's in form or not, exactly. There is a point there. There is a point. Edward Jamrock, good to see you here, dude. As you always speak sense. Yeah, we all love Jamrock. I think Jamrock's great. I love the way he talks about our club, about Liverpool, and his love for the club. And Jamrock is not afraid to tell it how the way it is. Some fans might hide the way they want to talk about stuff. Jamrock's like, no, I'm going to tell you, and you're going to like it. And I love it. Keep it up, Jamrock. Also save Jota for Everton. Yeah, I'm going to get that. Jamrock, Edward, I always try to give a different perspective. Yeah, that's why we love you, Jamrock. Keep doing it, mate. That's why we love you. Evening, Steve. How are you? Everyone, Statman Stubbs Football Channel. If you haven't, go over and subscribe to his channel, guys. He does great stuff over there. Does quizzes on Friday nights. He has good guests on chatting about the matches, and he's got a great channel. He's on his way to, I think, 125 subscribers. Is it, Steve? So go and help him out, guys. Great man, great man. Good fella. Yeah, exactly. So my midfield two, as I said, will be Thiago and Fabinho. I just feel, I know Edward's like, he wants to rest Fab up, and I get that. I totally get that. But I just feel when they're available, I just want to see them play and get rhythm together. I just want to see them get real rhythm together. And I think if they can get rhythm together, they're going to be unstoppable. Don't forget, the last 10 games of last season, when we were going through our worst times, guys, we drew 2 games and won 8. And Fabinho and Thiago were, apart from Reece Williams and Nat Phillips at the back, them 2 were the main reason we got in the top 4. And I just want to see them play together all the time, because that midfield partnership could be best in the league. The best in the league. Could be the best in Europe. They're so good together. I look forward to the next quiz. Yeah, so do I. I think it'll be next Friday, won't it, Steve? Anytime, Steve. Anytime, mate. Anytime. You're doing great stuff. Yeah, there you go. Next Friday, 3rd of December. I think I've won 1. Chase has won 1. Rich has won 1. Is that right? I think like that. I'm the defending champ at the moment. I don't know how. Got lucky, I think. But so who do we play in that midfield 3? Now, we saw Milner came back against Porto. Hendo came back against Porto. Cater's not available yet. Hopefully he'll be available next weekend. And then the Ox. Now, the Ox has been fantastic. He's, I think he's been getting better every game he plays so far, the Ox. It's all about the rhythm with the Ox. As I say, he's one of them players that he can't come back from injury and then just pick up form where he left off. The Ox needs quite a lot of games to get back into rhythm. And I always wondered, how is the Ox going to find... Sorry, I don't know what my cat's doing. I always thought, how's the Ox going to find his rhythm in this team? Because, you know, when's he going to get enough game time to get that rhythm? He's going to play one game here, one game there, and he's never going to look good because he can't get the rhythm. Now, fortunately for the Ox, unfortunately for us, we've had some midfield injuries. And because of the midfield injuries, the Ox has been getting more and more minutes. And because he's getting more and more minutes and he's playing more games, you know, I think he's played up 3 or 4 games in a row now, I think. And you're seeing the benefit of that. He's slowly getting better and better and better. Now, I think we all forget how good the Ox was before that knee injury against Man City a few years ago. Before that knee injury, the Ox was he was fantastic. I think he had 11 goals that season from midfield. He can score goals from midfield. He's one of the only players we've got who can run with the ball from midfield with pace. He's still got a little bit of pace there. I see him the last 2 games. He's starting to run with pace again. He's opening them legs again. I think he's been playing within himself. But now he's getting more game times and he can take a challenge now. One of the things when you've had the injuries the Ox has, you're worried about taking a challenge. You're worried about going into someone like that. And I think the Ox is getting used to it now. And because he's getting used to it, he's getting more momentum and, you know, and he's starting to feel better. And yeah, I'd play the Ox. I'd play that 3 that played on Wednesday, Ox, Fabinho, and against Arsenal. Ox, Fabinho, and Thiago. The Ox on the ball as well. And we've been better defensively as well, because what the Ox will do, the Ox, here he is. He will run around. He will pressure the ball. He will work off the ball as well as he works on the ball. And he's great to have about the Ox. And yeah, I think I'd give him another game, because I think I'd rest Hendo for the Merseyside derby. Although Everton are complete shite right now, and it's not the Everton of old. And it's not. I don't know if it's going to be a really hot bit of derby game. You know, Agent Rafa's over there. Is he really how's he going to set him up, you know? Steve, hopefully you're ready for next Friday to make it 2 wins. But I'm born ready, Steve. Born ready, mate. I will try my best, fella. I will try my best. But yeah, so that'd be my midfield 3. Now the forward line. Salah plays, of course. You don't drop. I mean, Salah's undroppable. And you don't rest him. You just let the man play. And apparently he's on course. If he keeps the scoring record he is at the moment, he's on course to break the 40 goal record that he got in his first season, which I thought he would never be able to do again. So if he can do that, that would be incredible. And he's on that fight. He's on that form at the moment, Salah, and he went 3 games without scoring, but you know, he was still heavily involved in everything we did in them games, and you know, he's undroppable. There's no point resting. Salah plays, and he plays all the time. You don't rest the best players. Like Messi never in his prime gets rested, you know. Plays. Ronaldo in his prime never got rested. You just play. Fit as a fiddle. Man's in the best shape of his career. Yeah, Salah keeps playing for me. No doubt about it. Camera, James Phillips, what we chat. 17-18 also. That as pace and power can shoot from the outside with both feet. Exactly what this team is missing in midfield. Yeah, exactly. And I think he's getting back to that, Jamrock with the Ox. I think he's getting back to that. You saw against Arsenal and Porto, he's picking the ball up in that, like, you know, the final third of the opposition box, and he's running and attacking at defenders and trying to get his shots out or trying to fire a final ball. You know, as soon that confidence will keep coming back to him. Once he belts one in, because he's going to do it eventually. Once he belts one in, that confidence will come back to him. We're going to see the old. Fox can stay fit. He could be our secret weapon this season. I'm telling you. I've said it for a while now. I think the Ox could be our little secret weapon this season. You know, he's looking more confident, and a confident Ox getting goals from midfield could be something we really need. You know, and exactly, Steve, exactly, mate. First name and team sheet for me prior to his injury. Yeah, I love the Ox. I thought it was a great bit of business when we bought him. I know a lot of people thought he shouldn't be buying the Ox with the injuries at Arsenal and all that, but before his knee injury against Man City, he was fit as a fiddle for us. And we played him centre midfield where he always wanted to play. Arsenal played him out in the wing because of his play. But we played him centre midfield and he got 11 goals that season. Love the Ox. And he's getting back to it, guys. It's not going to be straight away. He's going to slowly get into this season. Keep himself fit, stay away from injury, keep going, take our time with him, don't rush the man. And going into this season, I think the Ox could be a good player for us. But as I was saying about Salah, he definitely plays. You don't rest Mo Salah. You don't need to rest him for a game here or a game there. The man plays, you know. And for me, he plays. I mean, he's got 17 goals in 17 games this season. Ridiculous. You know, I think he's got six assists or 5 assists? Only Pogba's got more assists than him this season. And Pogba got 4 of them in the opening game of the season against Leeds to Man United. So he's having a tremendous season. It's Mo Salah. Tomo on the right. Mane again. Right, I've been saying this from Sadio Mane lately. Sadio Mane is going completely and utterly under the radar. Sadio Mane. He's the second top goal scorer in the league, joint with Vardy, I think with 7 goals, only behind Salah at the top of the goal scoring charts. I think Mane has gone completely under the radar because of Salah's form is so good at the moment. You know, Salah's taking all the headlines, but Sadio Mane, his form himself is fantastic. Absolutely. He's got like 9 goals or 10 goals in all competitions this season. He's playing some exceptional football. You know, last season he had a bad year, and everyone wrote him off because he had one bad year. How dare a footballer have a bad year? You know, that can't ever happen. You're not allowed a bad year. I've written you off. You're finished. You know, we all had a bad year last year. It was the worst year of our lives. Let's face it, last year. COVID and everything, it was terrible. Lockdowns, horrible. We never saw family, friends. The worst year of our lives last year. You know, and Sadio Mane had the same human like we all are, guys. And he didn't have a great year. And now look at him this year. Rested up, fresher, had a summer off. Looks sharp, looks fit, looks lean. You know, he's still got his pace. He's still going past fullbacks. So underrated. So underrated. What a tremendous player Sadio Mane is. And yeah, he plays. And then it's the middleman. So Jota, he didn't come on against Porto, which was a bit of a shock. Him not coming on against Porto. Well, it's not a shock. He had that bang to his knee, didn't he, against Arsenal? So he didn't need to play against Porto at all, and he didn't even come on. So does he play this game, or do they wait? Do they keep him for the Everton game with them Wolves only being obviously his former club? You know, 4 days later after that. Personally, I would like to play Origi. I think Origi against Southampton could do some damage. Origi is the number 9, and then your 2, Salah and Mane. As much as I really like Minamino, I just felt really sorry for him against Porto because he was playing number 9 with his back to goal, and that's not Minamino. It's not his position. That's not where he plays. He likes running He likes running at defenders. That's what he loves. He likes running defenders or coming in late at the far or near posts when he's attacking goal. That's how Minamino likes to play. And when he's playing number 9 with his back to goal and expecting to do things, that's not his game. So I felt a bit sorry for him against Porto. But that is Origi's game. Origi's excellent with his back to goal. Very good. Very underrated, Origi. Extremely underrated. He still gets laughed at now because we all say, oh, Origi's been here now like 7 years and he's never really done anything. Yeah, he's lazy, he's this and that. There is a talent there in Origi. I mean, go back after this video, guys, after this stream, go and have a look at Origi's goals. YouTube it. Go and look at all Origi's goals for Liverpool. He's a good goal scorer. He's got quality goals. He's quick and he's strong, he's effective. We just don't use him enough. And I think he could do well against Southampton with Mane and Salah around him. Why? I don't think we need to play Jota in this game. We've got really important. We've got Merseyside derby on Wednesday. And then we've got his old team Wolves on the weekend, who are in good form at the moment. They're 6th in the league. They're in really good form. So for me, I don't think we need Jota for this game. I'd rest Jota up. I'd play Origi. Leave Jota on the bench. Maybe give him 10, 15 minutes towards the end of the game so he just gets some game time. But rest him up as much as he needs. So that'll be my team, guys. So I'm going my whole 11. Ali in goal. Trent and Robbo, your fullbacks. Matip and Virgil, your centre-backs. Thiago, Fabinho, and the Ox in your midfield 3. Mane, Salah, and Origi as your front 3. Obviously, Milner and Hendo on the bench. Jota on the bench. Kante on the bench. The bench is starting to look a little bit stronger lately. Minamino on the bench. Now players are coming back. We ain't too far away from Kante coming back, which is going to be a massive plus to us. And Keita, sorry, not Kante. We ain't far away from Keita coming back. That I think it might be back by the Wolves game. The Curtis Jones one's a strange one. Apparently his eyeball sort of come out of his eye a little bit. Apparently a finger went in so far in his eye, it sort of fish hooked his eye behind his eye. That's what I've heard. And sort of popped his eye out. That's why he's still out. It weren't just an average, scratch to his cornea or anything like that. So it's a horrible one for Elliott. So he'll be back soon. Injuries. Has everyone seen the pictures of a young superstar, Harvey Elliott? He's doing light training outside now, which is fantastic news. So I expect to see Harvey Elliott back before the end of January, which will be that'll be fantastic news because he's an exceptional young talent. And I can't wait to see him back playing for Liverpool. So the score prediction for me from Liverpool Southampton. Guys, give your score predictions in the chat. Give your score predictions for Liverpool Southampton just before we go. I'm going, I've said it. If Liverpool get out this Southampton team early, and I mean early, in the first 20 minutes, half hour, I think we can win this 5-0. I really do. I think there's a lot of goals there for us in this game. Really do. But I'm going to. I really want to say 5-0. But I mean, everyone. I said 4. I said we'd beat Everton, Arsenal 4 goals last week, and people didn't think that would happen. Oh, I'm going to go 4-0. I really want to say 5, but I won't be too out of order to Southampton. I'm going to say 4-0. You guys let me know your scores. 4-0. And yeah, that's the show, guys. So we've been on, an hour and 20 minutes? It's been a good show, guys, looking at the biggest games this weekend. If you've liked this, guys, if you're new, please like and subscribe. I'm over 100 subscribers now, which is fantastic. I'm really enjoying this, guys. You lot in the chat make it much better interacting with you guys and everything. I have an absolute blast every show I do. Watch out for tomorrow, guys. If you're not following me on Twitter, go to my Twitter, Jamie LFC 39. Watch out for me on Twitter because tomorrow I'm going to be doing another live tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. And it's going to be my 100 subscriber special. So I'm doing a 100 subscriber special, guys, tomorrow night. What we'll do, we'll start with the results of Saturday games, and especially we'll look at the Liverpool Southampton game and go in depth about that. And then I'm going to open up the phone lines, guys, and you lot can call in. You can all call in with whatever you want to talk about. Ask me questions, do a bit of Q&A, whatever. 100 subscriber special on Saturday night, guys. Look out for it. And in the meantime, please like and subscribe, guys. And I will see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Appreciate all.